for anything. Like
Yes.
it could be used for a landing page. It could be used for a website. It could be a YouTube thumbnail and headline. And I think people often think of, like, I've designed probably like 2,000 websites over the course of my career. And it's just like, people just think that they're going to spend minutes reading all the things. Like, you need to be able to articulate why are they there, what are they going to get, what's the value, so that they want to go deeper. You know, like the second book, How to Stand Out in a 3-Second World. Yes, we live in a 3-second world in terms of grabbing attention, but once we have that attention, people will stick with us. You think about your content's long form. Think about Joe Rogan, people will watch a 4-hour podcast. Lex Friedman just did an 8-hour podcast on Neuralink. Or if you think about Netflix, like, people will binge watch, you know, a whole series in a day. So it's not that there's a short attention span in terms of, you know, holding it. It's the short attention span comes into grabbing it. So when you have that little amount of time, and one of the exercises that, and I put it in the Hook Point book, but that I give to people when they're really trying to kind of figure that out is, if you have time, go to a magazine stand and look at all the titles on the magazine stands and what pops out to you. And then think about, well, what if Time Magazine gave you the cover? What would be your thumbnail and the subtitle on that? And it kind of frames you.
Really good.
And even if you could do it at sitting in front of a magazine with a notepad and just write down and come up with as many ideas as possible, and then start ranking those and ask people and things of that nature, it starts training your brain to kind of think about the world in a different way. And once you kind of get clear on that, that also helps the ability to monetize what you're trying to put out into the world.
So good. So good. So here's my question for you. We have probably, I don't know, 800, 900, 1,500 people watching on YouTube right now. We've got, I don't know, 20, 30 people in the room. What would you say to that person who's still on the fence about whether or not to use social media to garner attention for their business?
I mean, I would first ask them, what is really holding you back? Because I think oftentimes it may be something that you think on the surface level, but on a deeper level, it's holding you back. I would say in our business, oftentimes what's holding people back is they don't think it's possible. You know, they can't imagine themselves communicating to millions of people. And that's where, we talked about earlier is one of the things that Taylor Swift taught me and that she mastered to become one of the biggest global superstars in the world is she understood social media is a one-to-one platform, not a one-to-many platform. Meaning when people are consuming social media, they're watching it on their device, on the couch, or on the bus, or on the train, or wherever that is. So if your holdup is that that you don't feel like you can be on a stage in front of people, just focus on communicating on one person. If the other holdup is that it's too much work, it's too much energy, it's too much time, or I don't have the expertise, well, I can definitively tell you we've worked with people with zero social media experience that are creating content on their iPhones. We just worked with a hand doctor with no social media experience, creating content on her own in the hospital with her iPhone, just speaking to the camera. She got over 700,000 followers and got a book deal and a TV deal. So if you think that it's about your expertise, the resources you have, it's not about that. If it's about the hard work, yes. Unfortunately, it is hard work. It's going to take time and dedication.
But they're going to be doing hard work on something anyway.
But tell me, you just said 10,000 people, or people spent 10,000 hours with your content yesterday alone.
Yesterday.
Tell me any other medium or any other skill set that you can develop that will allow you to get 10,000 hours of people focusing on your content in a single day.
I can't imagine what it would be.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would be.
So yes, it takes time and work and dedication, but just imagine if you had, in a single day, 10,000 hours of people watching your content. Like, what would that do every day? What would that do to your business, your brand, or just the message that you're trying to get out into the world?
Because at 327,000 hours in 28 days, that's more than 10,000 hours a day on average, which is mind-blowing. That's more than a year of attention every day. That blows my mind. Like you said, people think they can't do it. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I couldn't, right? But I didn't think I could. I had no idea that my YouTube channel was going to do what it does. I had no idea that interview that I did with James on the School of Hard Knocks was going to do it. In fact, people were texting me, hey, I saw your video. I'm like, I hadn't even seen it yet, right? And here we are now, 10 or 11 days later, it's got over 100 million views between TikTok and Instagram. It just released yesterday on YouTube. And what I'm saying is I didn't know this was going to work this well. I just knew I was going to do it for 10 years, and hopefully in 10 years I'll be good. And I've been at it now for 2.5 years. And like, even based on the stuff I learned today, I know, and people are gonna think I'm trying to sound humble, but I'm not. I know I'm not good. I'm not good yet. I mean, I'm good at what I do as a business. I'm good at that. I'm not good at YouTube yet. I'm not good at social media yet, but I'm gonna keep doing it. And I promise you, in 10 years, you're gonna see what good looks like. Because I'm not just doing it to do it, and I'm not just doing it to reach people. I'm doing it because it's something I want to get really, 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 really good at. And the more I do it, guess what happens? The better I get. I remember when in 1997, well, prior to 1997, I was a traveling evangelist. So let me kind of give you the mindset as a traveling evangelist.